Hello friends, welcome to Trishtech Institute and today's Ansible session, that automation with Ansible, will be seeing how you can handle errors in your Ansible playbook. So in today's video we'll be covering the topics like how you can ignore task failure, and then how you can force execution of handlers after task fails, like proceeding task fails. That previous task which was calling handler was successful, in that case how you can force execution of the handler. And then how you can specify task failure conditions, like you want to specify by yourself on the basis of output, like how to decide whether it's a failed or not. That how you can do that, we'll see. And also we'll see how you can specify a task report change status, like if you are running a cell module, every time it says like change, whether you are making any change or not. So how you can change that behavior, that we'll see. And also we'll see Ansible blocks and error handling. So this is nothing but this is like your shell script if else condition. So that we'll see how you can do with block, rescue and always keywords. So now we will see how you can do this error handling in your Ansible playbook. So first thing we'll do, like we'll create a demo playbook. So this is a test playbook to check error handling. So now here you do host and you put local host, because I will be running in the local server only. So here I'll put create user 1. So I'll put user name user 1, name user 1, and state I'll put present. So you see here I am putting a intentionally wrong spelling. Then I am creating another task, create user 2, and then I am putting in user again, and here I am putting name user 2 and state present. So you can see in my second task that everything is proper, but as my first task is wrong, if I run this it should fail. So let's do that, Ansible playbook. So you will see in my first task itself it will fail and it will abort the playbook. So you can see it's done. Now how you can ignore these and move to the next task. So for doing that, what you do in your this task, you add an option called ignore underscore errors is yes. So if you put these options, it will ignore the error and it will move to the next task. And one thing you need to remember, this ignore underscore errors is not a option for your task modules. It is outside your task, so it will be in the same line or vertical line as your module's name. Now if I save it and run again, it should go to the second task. It will still say like it is failed, but it will go to the second task. So you can see for first task it said failed and it ignores and it goes to the second task. So like this you can ignore errors and move to the next task. Now we will see how you can call handlers. So let me make it proper, and here let me put notify so underscore msg1. Now here what I will do, I will create wrong spelling and I will put handlers here. So handler I put hyphen name so underscore msg1 debug, also message user 1 created. So now what happens, suppose if I run, you will see my first task is running successfully, but second task will be failing, and first task, in spite of running successfully and notifying the handler, still you will see my handler is not running. So how you can force your handler to run if some later task fails also. So here what you do, you add a option in your this section, that force underscore handlers yes. So if you put force underscore handler yes, then what happens, it will run the handler in spite of some task get fails also. So now you can see handler is running successfully. So like this you can force your handler to run if some later task fails also. So now you will see how you can specify your own condition for a fail task. So now what I'll do, we will see how you can specify your own failure conditions in your task. So let's go and create a new custom task. Suppose you are have a script, you have a script which deletes a database. So let me put delete test databases from MySQL DB. Suppose this is what you do, and suppose you have a cell and you using that user local bin delete underscore test underscore db dot sh. Now what happens if you are running this and you may not have a test database available in your server? So in that case obviously it will fail, but that is not a problem for you if the test database is already not there, because that's what you need. So what you can do, instead of reporting that as failed, what you can do, you can specify your own failure message where you say, instead of missing, it's like having a permission error to delete the test db, it should then say like it is a failure. So what you do, you register your output suppose in a variable, and then you do condition failed when, then you put suppose you may get a error like permission denied in, you put output dot stderr. So this is the output variable, and there you have a one line called suppose stderr, standard error. So you are checking this permission denied message in your output standard error. If it is present, then only you consider this as a fail, and then you put obviously this ignore underscore errors yes, so that it moves to the next task. So like this, with the using failed underscore when option, you can decide whether your task that is failed or not, right? So like this you can do. Now we will see one more option that's called, that's like cell module. So let's do name what's the put check TreachTech user. Now you are using here cell module and you are running a command called id TreachTech. So obviously what happens when you use the cell module, it will take like it is a changing, it will say like changed, but it is not actually changing, you are just doing a id check for a particular user. So what you can put, you put the option called change underscore when false. If you put this keyword, now what happens, this will not report that like it is a change. So let's run this. So instead of TreachTech, let me put because that user is there already. So now I'm putting change equals to when, and I don't have this script, so I'll just disable this one. Or let me remove this line. So you can see check. Now before running this, let me put this hashed. Now let me again run this. So you will see for that cell module, it will obviously will say like it is change. Sorry, I need to put it here also. ignored error, or let me fix it, present. So you should see, just doing ID check for that user, it will say like changed. So it's saying skipping, or let me do one thing, instead of doing ID, etc motd file, let's motd file, right? So what it will do, I'll put like cat etc motd and I'll save it and run once again. So let's see what happens. So it's still saying skipping. Okay, let me create a small one. Change underscore test yml. So what I'll do, I'll make it a small testing host. I'll put local host task. I'll put name check motd file cell. I'll do cat etc motd. Change test. So you should see it will say like changed. So you can see motd file, it is reading but it's still saying change. Now how you can change it to not to say like not change? So you put option called change underscore when equals to false. Now if I run again, same thing, it should not say like it is a changing, it will just say okay. So like this you can change the status for your playbook from reporting it wrongly like it is changing but is not actually changing. So you can change the status. Now we will see the important more thing, that is block and error handling. So for block, let me create a new file, block rescue.yml. So how you can do block and rescue, checking block and rescue. So you put hosts as a local host and then you put task. So now till now we are putting name, right? Here one new thing will come, that's called block. Then you put your name, create user 1, here you put user, and then here you put name user 1 and state you put present. Now what happens, if you are doing like this block, it will just run that and it will come out. So do that one, Ansible -playbook. So I will not do, actually I just do a dry run. So you will see this running properly, right? Create user, it says like it will create that user. Now we will add one more option, that called rescue. So here also you put same thing, name, create user 2, and then you put here user, you put name user 2, state present. So now we will run our playbook again and we'll see what happens. Now we have added one more task under rescue option. So you can see as usual create user 1 ran, but it didn't run the create user 2 task. Why? Now if you are using block and rescue, it is more like your if else condition. So if block task runs successfully, it will not run the rescue part, it will skip the rescue part and it will go to the next section. So now if you have a error in your block section, then only your rescue will run. So now let's run this. So obviously my block section will fail, start creating user 1. You'll see that it is failing. So as usual it failed, but now after failing also and without specifying ignore failures, still my playbook ran and went to the next step where it tried to create user 2 and it says change and it goes successfully. So like this, using block rescue you can do if else kind of condition. So if first statement gets successfully executed, then it will not go for the next and it will carry on. So else it will go for the next one. Now here one more option you can add, that's called always. So let's go for always. So what happens when you put a always, whether your block is running or rescue section is running, it will always run. So you do user 3, now you put here user, you put name user 3, you put state is present. So now what happens, now you run your playbook again. So you will see obviously block section will fail, that create user 1, it will go for user 2 and then it will go for user 3 also because it is in always. Now I'll fix my block section. So I'll put PREST present spelling proper. So in this case, let's see what happens. Your block section should run, but will always section will run? So that we will check here. So create user 1. See now here always section is also again running. So if you are using block rescue always will be running always, whether it is your block is only running or your rescue is running, always will be running. So like this you can implement error handling in your playbook, where you can ignore errors or you can force your handler to run in spite of there is a failure in your playbook, or you can specify your own condition to mark a task whether it's failed or not, and also you can change the reporting status as a change or not, that you can change in your task. And obviously you can use this block for error handling, like if else kind of situation, how you do it in your shell script. So thank you for watching this video. Hope it has helped you to understand the error handling mechanism in Ansible and how you can implement that in your playbook. And if it is really helpful for you, I'll be hoping you to like this video and also share it with your friends and colleagues and your family members, so that they can also watch this video. And one more thing, if you have not subscribed to my channel TrichTech Institute yet, please subscribe to it and also press the bell icon and select all the notifications, so that you get notification about our upcoming uploaded videos. So bye, have a good day. We will see you in our next video.